What is up? What is up, guys? It's been forever, and I am back. I am back with a whole new setup. It's kind of crazy. So, it's been about like I know I've put out videos not too long ago, maybe like over a year ago, but like it's been 4 years since I've actually decided to like commit to this, and it's taken forever. And this a bunch of things has happened since. I actually have an actual proper work desk, gaming desk. I have a brand new PC. I can show you guys here real quick. It's an Omen. Very nice. Nice. It's the Omen. Let's get you guys situated here. It was the Omen 45L. I think I want to say 1070, something like that. So for a first time gaming computer, not too bad, you know. I'm really happy with it, and yeah, I think that overall, you know, it's gonna be fun. Now, in terms of everything that's been happening, I'm pretty sure people who have watched the videos are kind of wondering what happened with the Optima. I recorded videos after the one that I did post. I think it was part 2. And a lot happened. So we did get the turbo installed. We got it all installed properly and everything looked great. But what ended up happening was the original issue for why the turbo failed was a lot different than what I thought it was. All the things I listed could have definitely failed the turbo, right? I don't know if you guys remember the video. I was talking about how you could be overpressuring, you know, not getting enough air, you know, pressure building. But what turns out was happening was it wasn't getting oil. The oil line was kept getting clogged with metal particulates, and eventually it just made it so the oil wasn't flowing enough to the turbo. So the turbo would actually just overheat, and because it wasn't being cooled, it would just spin out of control, just crank up on the heat, and it just snapped. It just stopped working. You know, and I found this out the hard way after replacing the turbo twice. The first time ran great for 15 minutes, and then second time was even faster than that. I'm like, what the hell is going on, right? Identified that the fuel line was just clogged up, you know, and I found this out by I took the oil line off and I tried to blow stuff through it, and nothing would go through, you know. I ended up buying a whole new fuel line. This was in between this was after the first setup, because I identified the oil line was SOL before I installed it the second time. Installed the new fuel line. Fuel was coming out really fast. It was looking really good. You know, the turbo was actually running. It was running great. It was amazing. So I installed it a second time with the new line, and it was running great. You know, the turbo was going great and everything worked. So if you guys would have followed all the steps I did in the videos that I didn't post, you know, it would have worked out great. Unfortunately, it blew up again, and at that point I was just really confused. You know, I was like, what? I cleared the line out, what's going on? After I installed the second one and it blew up, I ended up looking at my motor a lot closely. I still couldn't find anything. It was a very frustrating moment. I didn't really know what I was doing wrong. I thought maybe just because I was inexperienced, I needed to go take it to somebody. But it turns out it actually was something a lot more troubling. So the car, it didn't run very well. Obviously because the turbo was fried. But I had made it. I basically had configured it so I could drive the car down the street, but I couldn't really get on the gas. It was kind of weird. And then after a while, what ended up happening is I got this error, and it turns out that my crankshaft bearings, which the crankshaft it's the kind of the lower part of the motor. Those are the shafts that go up and down that rotate the axle that actually turns the wheel. And the explosion in the combustion chamber sends the piston down. That piston's attached to that crankshaft. Well, anyways, the bearings were starting to go out. Turns out there was actually a recall for it, and my car sent me an alert. It said, like, hey, this error code so and so. When got it pulled, and turns out it was the crankshaft bearings. Now the good thing is it was covered under warranty, so I had identified why there was metal shrapnel clogging the oil line, because it was coming from the crankshafts wearing out and falling apart. So at the end of the day, it wasn't me that messed it up, but it ended up not getting done correct. Well, it just ended up becoming a big, huge headache. Anyways, the whole thing was covered with insurance, so I was just going to get the thing replaced, get a new oil line. The turbo, the second one, it didn't blow, like it was still in one piece, but it was starting to make some noises. The oil wasn't pumping, so I basically pulled it out before it could become like completely destroyed. It was still usable, which is why I was kind of able to still drive the car, because some oil was still getting to it, just not enough. And I eventually just decided I didn't want to deal with it, took it out. When I found out the original issue, I was like, okay, great, I'm going to get my car fixed, and I'll put the oil filter back in, and everything will be gravy. But, unfortunately, I was going to have to wait like 6 months. And at the time, I didn't have another vehicle. I had my bike, but I needed another vehicle to get groceries for my wife, to drive around with the kids. It didn't make sense to wait that long, so I made the hard decision, and I parted it out. So the Optima is now gone. And we ended up just getting a Kia Forte, a brand new one. It runs great. It's an awesome car, but no turbo. Just a base model, and yeah. So kind of a unfortunate ending to that series. I was going to have a lot of fun with it, but, if I'm being honest with you guys, this was back when I was doing videos with my phone. If you guys kept up with the bike series at all, I did pretty much the entire thing on my phone. And it wasn't horrible, but I've upgraded since then. I want to make better quality videos, and I want to make videos that they're just more professionally done. I got the editor now, in which I was quiet for a long time after that. I kind of felt defeated, didn't really want to post anything about it. Still actually have the videos. I might post or might not. I don't know. You'll have to, if you guys want to see the rest of the videos, let me know. But for the time being, this is just kind of wrapping up that series. This is an update to what happened, why nothing else was uploaded since. But yeah, other than that, the bike runs great. Still runs fantastic. Had a weird overheating issue, but I replaced and topped off some of the coolant, and it seemed to be fine. So I'm not sure. I heard some rumors that the Power Commanders tend to do that to bikes, so it may not have necessarily been like anything I did in the Power Commander. But bike runs great. It's actually gotten a few paint chips from rocks on the road and stuff like that, so I actually have to do a touch-up paint job on it. But it still runs great. Thinking about actually selling it. I've had it for almost 5 years now, a little bit over 5 years, and it's been an awesome bike. But a lot of my riding groups, it's kind of hard to explain. Well, it's not hard to explain. I just don't really want to talk about it. Essentially, I've had some people die. I've had some good people just kind of disappear from the group, and I'm not a huge I love riding by myself. I love riding, so riding by myself isn't a huge issue, but I mainly got the street bike to ride with a group of people. So now that they're gone, and now I've gotten a couple tickets for you're on a bike, it happens, and they weren't anything crazy, but it's enough to the point where it's I'm not trying to get my insurance cranked up. I'm not trying to do all this stuff with it, So, I don't know if I'm going to sell it. I'm at a point where I want a dirt bike again. That dirt bike I had, I ended up getting rid of it for debt reasons, and it ended up not mattering in the end, and I really regret doing it. So I want my dirt bike back, thinking I'll sell my street bike and put money down on a new dirt bike and maybe even a new street bike. I'm thinking maybe something more comfortable to ride around on and just cruise on. So if I am by myself, I'm not, doing the crazy stuff. Still want to do them, but I just don't like doing it by myself. Not a huge fan. So yeah, that's kind of why. That, and like I said, I've seen people die, and like I'm not being like, oh, I saw someone die, I don't want to ride anymore. But it's more or less like, it's not about my safety. Like, I'm not worried about me. I mean, I know stuff can happen no matter how good of a rider you are, but it's not really about me. It's more or less about just, practically why I got the bike was for a specific reason, and I'm not really doing that anymore. So it just doesn't really make sense to keep it. That being said, though, whatever we do get, we'll continue to make videos with. But that part of the channel kind of ended a little bit whenever I get a house, which at the time being I do not have a house, and I get a garage. We'll start kind of expanding again to that channel. The channel started off that way, and I wanted to be a huge part of it. But for the time being, it's gonna take a little bit of a back burner. We're not gonna upload anything about the car. We're not gonna upload anything about oil changes or anything like that. We're just gonna focus on the other side of my channels, gaming, home videos, that kind of stuff. And then when the time's right, we will expand back into that part of the channel. So for the time being, this is it. This is kind of like my resolution to that. The car videos are officially over, and that's the reason why I ended up having a whole new car. And then the bike, although I'll probably will do a few more videos with it before I get rid of it. There's a good chance after I kind of fix up a little bit, I might end up getting rid of it. But either way, it was still a ton of fun making the videos for you guys and doing all that. And although it's not over, I'm definitely at a point where I am ready to move on and focus on gaming. Gaming's been a huge part of my life. Not exactly a gigantic gamer, I'm just a casual gamer, but I've been around, and I've learned a lot of stuff. And my favorite thing to do when I was a kid was watch people do Let's Plays. And now that I'm older and I have knowledge of certain video games, I would like to be like a tutorial / Let's Play guy. That's what I want to do. Plus, and just in general, maybe get some clips of me just like, playing zombies here and there, whatever it might be. But yeah, so you guys already have some of that already, right? We started playing Monster Hunter World, which has been a ton of fun. And I was making videos for that, and it was going great. But the capture card and the PC I was using, which is actually still right here, or the laptop, not on PC, it just wasn't doing that good. It couldn't hold memory. The RAM sucked. It wasn't optimal. So I decided to take a break from it altogether. But now we're back. We got the new, ultra powerful PC. We got 2 monitors going. Got the Series X in here. We got the Series S. The Series X is still out in the living room, but we're just going to kind of make videos off this one. This one's still just as good, honestly. The loading times are slightly faster on the X, that's it. And we got the 2 monitors. So we got the PC setup here. We're going to start playing more PC type games. For the time being on the PC though, mostly just Minecraft, like Tekkit and stuff like that. For the Xbox, we'll still do some Xbox Minecraft. We're also going to be doing some Call of Duty and Monster Hunter World. Those are kind of the 3 games we'll be focusing on now. We're going to try to focus on finishing the Monster Hunter World series and then starting some Minecraft series that I want to show you guys. But for the time being, that's kind of the trajectory. So this is the resolution of that. Again, I apologize it took so long to just announce it. I've also had a new job and a bunch of new stuff come up, so I've been very busy. But I now finally have some time and the proper setup to do this right. So we're going to start making videos again. It's going to be a lot of fun. But anyways, guys, that's your update for why those videos abruptly ended and where our trajectory is going forward. Stay tuned because I'm going to start uploading videos almost immediately after I'm done uploading this one. And we're going to jump right back into Monster Hunter World and get back to kind of grinding out and finishing that game. So thank you guys for watching. My name is NGS Everything. See you guys later. Peace.